Hey everyone, it's Ashley Cunningham here, and I am really excited to be channeling for you guys tonight. It's number 2 of Mystery Month here in Channeling with Love, right on Facebook. And this is going to be fun. I'm so excited. So if you didn't catch the first one, what I do is I'm going to spin a wheel and we are going to determine who we are going to be channeling based on recommendations that I received from you guys here in Channeling with Love. And I'm really, really excited because last time we got a really cool mix of beings that I didn't really ever channel before. I'd never really heard of before. And it was really fun for me because it was like new energy and new connections. And it was cool to see what came out of that. So I've been having a really good time with this. And I've heard from a lot of people that you've really enjoyed it as well. So I'm super happy to do this. And I think this is going to be maybe a staple of October's from now on for me. I have a lot of fun with it. Thank you all for joining. I'm seeing a lot of you popping on now. Thank you, thank you. Hello, everyone. I'm going to give maybe a few minutes for people to really kind of hop on to catch up with where we are at. And hey guys, thanks for joining. Kristen Davies is here. If you guys haven't heard, we are actually going to be doing a mediumship for beginners course starting October 15th. And you can register if you want to join us. It's going to be 2 weeks of really awesome group work. We each, Kristen and I, as well as Paul Milgis, are going to be teaching and practicing really like one-on-one, hands-on with the students that are in that course. And it's really, really fun. You get to learn not only how to channel, but how to sense spirit, how to work with your chakras, how to make your own oracle cards. That's one thing that I'm really excited to go over because I love oracle cards. And there's just like a ton of really amazing content in those group classes. So if you're interested in learning how to channel for yourself, definitely check it out if you haven't done so already at KristenDaviesMedium.com. And yeah, it's just going to be a really, really good time. And immediately after that mediumship for beginners course, I am actually going to be hosting a galactic Reiki group healing here. It's not necessarily here in this group, Channeling with Love, but it will be in a private Facebook group. If you sign up, I add you to a private group, and that's where I host the Reiki healing, and you have 48 hours to access that information and that healing energy that takes place in that live event. And it's really, really awesome. I think the galactic Reiki is going to be quite different than a lot of the angelic Reiki healings that I've done. I did one galactic Reiki before in my Starseed class that I just held in August, and it was really powerful. It was really, really just beautiful and amazing. So I cannot wait to see what comes out of that. Each time it's a different experience. I sense different beings, but it's always lovely energy. So if you're at all interested, definitely check it out at channelingwithlove.com. And Carrie's saying she's already signed up for both. That's awesome. Yay. Yeah, and I got a new background for this week. I'm sorry there is quite a bit of a glare, but we got a little graveyard scene here. And I thought it would be fun just to, you know, switch it up, change out the energy. But okay, so it looks like there's quite a few people here. So I'm going to get started, and I'm going to share my screen, and we're going to pick the first being that's going to come through. So here we go. All right, I got to switch over. Let's see who comes through. This is so exciting. Oh my gosh, Michelangelo. Oh my gosh, this is so exciting, you guys. Okay, I'm going to hide that choice. I'm going to switch over. I'll stop sharing. I am like shaking with excitement. This is so cool. Mimi saying, spin that wheel. Yeah, that's awesome. Oh my gosh. Okay, Michelangelo. Whew. All right, I'm totally fangirling right now, you guys. Okay, so let's see here. I just got to calm down a little bit. I was just a little too excited. Oh my gosh. Okay. So this is really cool. I'm sensing him, but I'm not seeing him here in my space. I'm seeing him in like his own work study space, like a workspace. And it's like just really cool. It's like an art studio space. And it's kind of interesting because I see him there in my mind's eye, and this is where he wants to speak with me, in that space. But I also kind of feel him like sitting on over here in my bedroom. I'm in my bedroom in my little channeling corner. So he's sitting on my bed on the corner. So it's kind of like a dual space. This is really interesting. But he's just smiling at me. He's saying, hello, dear ones. It is my honor to speak with each of you, to step forward and to speak with this dear one. Oh, wow. Okay, so he's saying that he and I, my soul, my higher self, we know each other. I have worked with him and conversed with him as I have always been interested in art, creativity. That's part of who I am in this experience and in other experiences. And he's recognizing that part of me that just feels really comfortable with his energy. Oh my gosh, I feel like I'm gonna cry. This is so cool. Whew. And he's just kind of chuckling. He recognizes too that a lot of you remember his work as Michelangelo. He reaches your subconscious. And his energy is a part of our human consciousness and that expression of humanity that is in his work. And at the time when he was Michelangelo, he did not think about or worry about or envision the impact that he would have on humans as a collective. All he cared about was the art and the expression. All he cared about was the beauty that he could impart in this world. It was his passion, his devotion, and he couldn't see himself living in any other way. And he as his soul has chosen or had chosen to be in the time and place, in the culture that he really was able to shine through and move forward in. And like now, he's saying it feels very similar. He was in an expansive period of creativity and expression and of movement and of culture and pushing the boundaries of how we can impart emotion in a piece of artwork. And he really put himself and his energy into each piece that he did. And it's very evident because we still resonate with all of his work today. But he's saying the energy that he lived in and worked in is similar to the energy that is taking place now here on Earth. And it's a renaissance, an explosion of all of this amazing energy. And it's not necessarily just in the art world or just in the creative world in any genre or medium of creation. It's permeating our entire being, each of our beings, our collective consciousness, our society as a whole. It's this expansion of energy and this anchoring of the energy. This is a really exciting time to be here on Earth. And he's pointing to all of you light workers. If you resonate with that, if you want to step forward and shine your light, this is a term for you, light workers. He's pointing to all of you, and he's saying that you are needed, and there's just no ifs, ands, or buts. Like, you need to be here, and you've answered that call, and you're stepping forward. And he's saying it may be in a creative field. It may be in something a little bit drier, like something we wouldn't think of as creativity. And he's kind of giving me a personal example of data. And I'm a very analytical person. I'm an analyst in my full-time job. And that's not necessarily doesn't always equate creativity, but I find that there's a lot of creativity and expression in it. And it's really interesting, and it's moving everything forward where I work. So he's kind of giving a few examples like that. And he's saying, as we're stepping forward and we are paying attention, we're aligning ourselves, and we're following our instincts and connecting with our team, we are really building the foundation for that next generation and moving into that next kind of dimensional reality, which is moving into the 4D, 5D space. So he's just saying, like, he's just so excited for everything that's going on here on Earth at this time. Let's see here. Liz has a question for him. Has he incarnated again? And if so, who? He says he's incarnated many times. Not always as an artist, not always as a famous person. He's saying Michelangelo is his most notable historical lifetime. He's lived in many cultures, and he's saying that he is very drawn to the United States. Right now, he is not incarnated, but he may choose to do so soon. He's quite well on his way in his soul ascension journey, but he enjoys the contrast that is here on Earth, and it might be something really he's saying precious, like interesting, precious, exciting, and dynamic for him to engage in. But he's showing his workshop again. He's kind of sucking me into his like workshop space, and he's showing like he works with a lot of artists and a lot of other people, beings who maybe we don't know of as like artists, famous artists or anything, but he works with so many beings on creativity, art projects. He has a lot of passion, and he finds in the heavenly dimension where he's currently residing that he gets to connect with so many beings in his studio and working with others in creating just beautiful works of art just for the pleasure and the fun of it. So he's just showing that he knows a lot of beings. Like when we're on the other side, like we can recognize each other and connect in a different way than we do here. Like we don't necessarily immediately recognize each other as we're walking down the street, you know, but we may have had connections before in other lifetimes. But there, he definitely recognizes a lot. Okay, we have a few other questions here. Let's see. Who are his favorite artists? Is there a style I should focus on? He's saying there's no choosing for him. any creation is precious. Any creativity is precious. That space of creativity is really critical for people who are here on Earth, beings, soul beings of love and light in human vessels here on Earth. That creative space, it allows for source and heavenly energy to channel through and to shine and share love and light through. And he just loves all of the artwork. There's always something to be found in a piece of artwork. And he says, go with or focus on art, and this is for Liz, focus on art that you can feel in your body. And it may take you some time to find that, maybe that genre or a medium that really moves you, but go to some virtual museums. And he's saying, he's highlighting, I saw an article, and he's really highlighting this article that I saw, that there is actually free tours of all of these really famous museums, and you can go and like walk through in a virtual tour space on the museum websites to check out all of the artwork that's up on the walls right now. So he's saying use the tools that you have in this time and explore the art world, any sort of art that you're drawn to, and just really listen. He's pointing within you, Liz, and he wants you to feel it in your heart chakra. And he's saying, this is for anyone else who has a similar question, feel it in your heart chakra. Set the intention that when you go to look at art, you are open to allow it to move you in any way that you need to be moved, and just allow it to flow. And you will find that the experience, the visceral experience within our vessel of seeing an amazing piece of artwork that really connects with us and our experience and helps us feel and expand is precious, and that's an experience to be sought after. And so he commends your question and your interest in focusing on new artwork. So that goes for anyone else who's interested in looking at a style. Okay, so I have a question here. Did he connect with galactic beings in his life? He's saying yes. He was very fascinated by alien beings, aliens, other beings. He was a very open person. He's showing that he wasn't taking the dogma that was fed to everyone in his time. He wasn't taking that as truth. He was asking questions, and the experiences that he had in his creative space, as well as he's saying that he knew people who had experiences with galactic beings, and that kind of like sparked an interest in him to reach out and connect. And he had his own experiences that definitely influenced some of his work, and it was a question on his mind, and he was always questioning the construct of the reality that he was in at the time. So this is really awesome. Yeah, these are some great questions, guys. Great questions. In his reincarnation, was he always drawn to art? He's saying art was the predominant passion of his. He loved nature. He loved the human connection. He loved laughing. He's showing himself laughing really hard. He loved it. He loved being in his vessel and experiencing the world. And so art was definitely the main focus, but he really enjoyed overall the human experience. And that really influenced a lot of his art, and really brought in he's showing a lot of elements of love, and just the emotions and the experiences he was witnessing around himself as well really influenced his eye, and how he could pour his creativity into a piece. And so, yeah, he loved art, but he also loved life, and he loved just the light. He's showing like, this is really interesting. He's showing me, I have this tree that's right outside of my kitchen, and I was looking at the leaves today, and it's a plum tree. So here in Oregon, we have a lot of different kinds of plum trees, but this plum tree has like purple leaves, and the branches are all pretty new branches, and they were reaching out, and it was just like it was reaching out into the sun, and it was just drinking in that sunlight. And I just had paused and was really kind of wrapped up in that view that I have right outside my kitchen. And he's showing that moment that I just had today, and he's showing just being out in nature and connecting, and just the vibrancy of life is just really powerful. And so, yeah, he really enjoyed it. He was definitely always drawn to art, but art was a form of expression and a form of life for him. So it was really layered with everything else. Liz, has he ever met Da Vinci? Thoughts? Saying in the dimension that he is now, in the heavenly dimension, yes, he works with Da Vinci all the time. Da Vinci, all the greats are there, all the unknown artists are there. So they work a lot with a lot of different beings, and they help a lot of people here on Earth who want to. He's showing now they focus on and they work with people who really call them in, and who are wanting to be in that space and kind of get lost in that creative, that creative flow. If you've ever worked on a project that you were really passionate about, you can get lost in it for hours upon hours upon hours and just create. And it's such a beautiful space. And so they really like to connect with people who are interested in having that experience, and interested in connecting and expressing whatever it is that they need to express, whether that's like formal artwork or just in your journal, or you're painting for yourself kind of thing. So yeah, they work together all the time, and they connect with a lot of people here on Earth and in heaven. I feel like I'm going to have to debrief some more with him later about my own personal experiences working with him. It's just so fascinating. I never even thought to talk to him, and I'm so happy people recommended that we reach out to him. I'm asking him now if there's anything else that he wants to share. He's saying, this time is turbulent. There's no getting around it. There's no ignoring it. We're all feeling it here on Earth. It's an energy. But using that energy to create and bring forward the spark that is your light, and share that with others, is a really powerful, it's an opportunity, a really powerful opportunity, and an exciting opportunity that can really help others as we move forward in this world. Have a vocabulary that's influenced, a visual and emotional, mental vocabulary that's influenced by this time, and helps us become stronger, more resilient, more vibrant. Everything is meant to be. And he's saying all will work out as it should. Remember he's saying to go within. And I was just thinking about this today as well. Kind of taking a little detox, a little break, to not focus on the external stuff that's going on. There's so much going on, guys, that I've just been kind of like watching I feel like a train wreck. I've just been glued to everything that's happening. But going within, kind of ignoring all of that, putting pause on it, going within and checking in. And he's saying, look and see what's there. Look and see what visual elements you can bring forward from your inner sanctum, from your inner self. What visuals can you bring forward that can spark conversation. He's challenging us and me, because I've just been thinking about doing maybe some sort of art creative project. He's challenging all of us to try put onto paper or in any sort of artistic form that you're drawn to. Try and draw and visualize what does your inner sanctum look like? Start there and then build upon it. Is there anything else there that you need to process or that is rooted within your inner sanctum that you can connect with? This might help some of you who are visual, very visual, or tactile almost, in connecting with your inner self, in your inner space, within your heart chakra, going within. You might have an easier time of it. You know, we always say go within, but what does that mean to each of us may be a little different, or may feel different or look different. I've talked a lot about in the Mediumship for Beginners courses, actually, with Kristen, I've talked a lot about how I kind of get into that inner space. And for me, it's a very visual kind of a visual meditation of a slowing down of everything that's going on around me and getting to this moment of stillness. And it's just really, really exciting to have that kind of language that I know can trigger me to automatically just kind of go still. And as I've practiced and worked on meditation, it doesn't take me as long to get there. And I often don't have to use that visualization to dive deep. I know what the feeling is, and I just kind of sink into it. So he's saying, start there if you have questions. You might find some beautiful expressions deep within you that you can share with others. And he's just got a little twinkle in his eye. He's just kind of dismissing me. He's kind of turning his back and getting like some paintbrushes and things put together. And he's ready for me to leave. So I'm going to back out a little bit, and I just want to say thank you to him for showing up, because that was a gift. That was super cool. I've never channeled him before, and that was awesome. All right. So I see a question here, and I can't see the name of the person who asked this question. So if you want to put your name in the comments, that would be really great. But the question is, please enlighten me about my team of light closely working with me. How can they help me in grounding that I really need? And this is, I'm going to just kind of expand it out a little bit to not just be for this person, but we all have our guardian angels, and we all have 2 guardian angels. We have our spirit guides. We typically have 2 spirit guides. I haven't seen anyone with more than 2, but we have our angel team. So our angel team can be more than just our guardian angels. And actually, as I've started channeling, I see so many people with like 25, 30, like so many angels assigned to your teams that, and it's just increasing. Like there's so much energy coming and down here onto Earth. And so we all have quite a big team. And if you want more angels to join your team or help you with a specific problem, all you have to do is ask. So we have quite an extensive team just within that grouping. We all have a starseed family or starseed team that also works with us, beings who we've connected with in our other lifetimes. And they're coming here to help us here on Earth because it's a really big part of just everything that's taking place, and they want all of us to be successful in our life missions, and you know, just going through this time and learning what we need to learn in this lifetime. So you also have a starseed team. Now, how can any and all of those beings help you ground? You can do so many different things to help you ground. You can ask them to help you ground. You can ask Gaia, specifically Mother Earth, or the Earth, if you want to just refer to her as the Earth. You can just ask Gaia to come and help you ground, and she is going to help you. And that's it's really amazing when you sit in a quiet space and you ask her to come to you to help you ground and pull you and help your energy, anchor your energy into the earth. It's so amazing, and there's a lot of different sensations that you can feel. I often feel like kind of a whooshing of energy around me because she's got a lot of like energy streams flowing around her. But your root chakra can also get very fiery and hot when she comes in and affects your vessel and your energy to anchor you. And so that's definitely a big sign that she's coming in and helping you. You can also take some action steps and go sit outside if you can. Go walk barefoot in the grass. You can take an Epsom salt bath. You can lean against a tree. You can go just on a walk outside. I live in an apartment complex, and so often what I'll do is I'll just take a little walk around my parking lot, and thankfully I live in a place where there's a ton of trees, and so I kind of look maybe a little like a creeper, but I'll lean against a tree that's around my parking lot, and I'll just like pretend I'm like waiting for someone or be on my phone and just kind of sit there for like 2 to 3 minutes, and then maybe I'll go down the sidewalk and then lean against a different tree, so it doesn't look like I'm trying to like peek into people's apartments or anything. But you know, do what you gotta do. Connect with nature however you can. You can also use grounding necklaces or crystals to connect with the earth energy and help you ground. There's so many different things that you can do. Also, my team's highlighting diet, so eating potatoes or like root vegetables, so beets, potatoes, anything that grows in the ground. So any vegetable or a fruit is going to be more grounding for you than maybe like processed foods or meats or dairy and that kind of thing. So really mixing in your grounding activities throughout your day is a big help, especially with Ascension. You can also ask your team to help you with Ascension and help ease energy off of you if it's just a little too much. And Ruthie's popping in here with an excellent recommendation for grounding sheets. So you can find grounding mats, grounding sheets, grounding insole, like shoe inserts. All of these products are on Amazon or online, wherever you want to purchase them. So just Google those and check them out. So that's I think really, really important to kind of think how can you incorporate more grounding activities, different grounding activities into your daily life. You do have to take action, but it can also ask your team to help you, and they'll jump in there as well. So excellent question. Thank you so much. All right, I think it's time we spin the wheel again. So let me share my screen. I'm really excited. Okay, I'm gonna pop over here. All right, we'll see who pops up. I feel like I'm on a game show. Ooh. Oh, it kind of froze. Oh. Come on. Saint Germain. Oh, awesome. So cool. I love Saint Germain. Okay, I'm going to stop my screen. Okay. Oh, man. Whenever I channel Saint Germain, I always connect him with the violet flame. That's really a tool that he's very well known for. And he's bathing me right now in this like violet cone of light. And it feels so good, you guys. Like my face, I have a lot of energy coming in on my face, but it feels very relaxing and just comforting. And I feel like I can just lean into him and he's like got me in a big bear hug. His energy is so lovely. And he's saying, hello, everyone. I feel him coming in behind me. As I said, I'm leaning into him. I feel his energy here. And he's just smiling. And sometimes I see him as he's often depicted with like facial hair and kind of like formal gear, like not well, I guess it's vintage, but like really olden day, like kind of Middle Ages clothing and stuff, like with ruffles and things. I've seen a lot of pictures of him with that. But right now I'm seeing him much more relaxed with like a t-shirt, like a white t-shirt. He's got like sandy blonde, just kind of loose surfer hair. And he's just got a big smile, big teeth, his piercing eyes. He always has like really beautiful eyes. And he's saying that his energy, he often comes in whatever way we can relate to him. And the visuals of how he comes in doesn't necessarily matter as much as his energy. So feeling him is a really key way to get comfortable with his energy. And you can call him in to help you whenever you need help with transmuting any sort of low vibrational energy. He's saying stress or fear. Transmutation at this time is key, everyone. He's really getting serious now on the word transmutation. Like it's kind of like echoing through my mind. And he wants to come in and he wants to speak on that. He's saying this can be a pleasant activity. This doesn't have to be a heavy lift. It doesn't have to be a deep healing to make your life more comfortable, to help your energy just kind of lift, and to help you. He's kind of showing people like bouncing along, kind of like having a good time. You know, when you have like your headphones in and you're listening to a fun song and you're like walking down the street, you just get like a little bounce in your step. At least I do that anyway. He's saying though that to just kind of effortlessly be in this flow, transmutation is something that we can call in at any time. We can ask for our angel teams to help remove those lower vibrational thoughts that we may have. Or if you're having feelings that maybe are being triggered by low vibrational thoughts, and getting rid of those thoughts, and really getting rid of the patterns. He's kind of, there's thoughts, there's patterns, and there's these like programming type. He's making me feel like it's really layered, but getting down into the deep layers of those programs, those patterns that we consistently think in. We may hand off our low vibrational thoughts, but if we have 25 of the same type of thought, there's like a deeper cause for that type of thought experience. And so he wants us to kind of dig a little deeper and kind of get into those the space of handing off our thoughts, but really addressing the root problem. But he's highlighting that this request does not have to be painful or stressful or difficult. It just needs to be you consistently making the choice to hand off that energy. Hand off any root causes of your low vibrational thoughts. So handing it off and giving yourself space. And the word grace came to mind. Grace and space, and allowing yourself to mess up, to mess up. He's saying there's really no messing up. It's maybe one day or in one moment you don't make a choice to hand it off, and then next you can come back around to it and make a different choice. Every moment is in one moment. He's saying there's no time. We always have this moment. So whatever you're doing in this moment is a choice, and you can make it over and over and over again until it's easier to hand off that energy. And he's just showing a lot of different a lot of different visuals on that energy kind of flowing and just kind of being transmuted and let go of. And those visuals are like actual energy streams, thoughts coming out of my head, like I'm seeing my head and me pulling out thoughts, kind of like in Harry Potter, pulling out the memories. I'm seeing too, you can visualize your, maybe the program or the fear, the worry, the stress, the low vibrational thought. You can visualize it as a rock or a ball or some sort of object, and like a microphone, and you can do a mic drop and just drop it. And dropping it on the floor, leaving it and walking away and telling your team, please transmute that. And he's really liking the mic drop visual, because that's kind of like, boom, yeah, I did that. You know, it's kind of got that spicier energy. So you can play around with it and have fun and just, oh, pardon me, and trust and know that you're totally in control of your energy. And as you move forward, it gets easier. I see a few questions here. So I see one question. I've been trying to transmute familial trauma. I'm so tired of it. I've done the work. Would he be so kind to transmute the ruminating thoughts? He's saying, yes, please call me in. Please call me in. And he's underscoring your sentences here. I'm so tired of it. I've done the work. Okay, so when we do this work, when we're doing this healing work or we're transmuting, and if we feel like it's just going on and on, just transmute it once and trust and know and be like, okay, this is the final time. I'm trusting that you, my team, are transmuting every single bit of this program, this stress or this worry or this familial trauma that is just stuck in my energetic field. Please take care of all of it. It's now done. And just have them do it. And then just let it go. The more you focus on it and you're like, oh, I have to heal this. Oh, I have to heal this. Oh, I have to heal this. It's like, it's just going to stay because you are saying you need to work with it or heal it. And you've already done all that work. So just know that you're healed. You're done with this. And if things do pop up, just say, okay, thank you for the reminder. It's been transmuted. I've handed it off. And it's just kind of spam in your inbox. And you can brush it aside and give it to your team. And just take 2 seconds on it and just know that it's done. So really trusting yourself and trusting the process that your angels are going to be there to help you transmute that energy is super key. And he's really zeroing in on this. We all have this ability. And so as we move forward on our healing journeys, trust and know that you're healing, and you don't need to be healing all the time. Like once you're healed, you're healed. So you can move forward from that. Okay. Suki's asking, she's saying, thank you, Saint Germain, for the sign I asked for. I stopped in traffic and the van in front of me had the address of a town called Saint Germain. Oh, that's so awesome. I love it. I love it when, names or numbers or random signs just like pop out like randomly in traffic or as you're going throughout your day. It's just so awesome. Lisa, what does he say about doing his sound decrees? I am a being of violet fire. I am the purity God desires. He's just applauding. He's saying yes. He loves it. It's true. That is truth. And you should feel that truth within you because that is who you are. You are the purity God desires. You are a part of God. You are of love and light. And you are a being of the violet fire. The violet flame is connected to Source. It's a beautiful energy. And it's one that we can all resonate with and connect with whenever we desire. And he's showing Now, a lot of visuals around how you can connect with the violet flame. So this can be making that statement, I am a being of the violet flame, violet fire, violet flame. Or I call on the violet flame to transmute all of the energy from today's activities. You know, whatever you want, you can call it in however you like. He's also showing a lot of people using the violet flame in the shower. And he's showing just the shower head and water coming out of the shower head, whatever that looks like for you, and the water turning violet. And it's turning into like not just water, but like fire as well. And it's just showering you, and just everything that needs to be transmuted is just going down the drain with the water. So you can use it that way. I also love to call in the violet flame or that violet color into my empath bubbles that I set every day. As an empath, I really hold my boundaries and I fill my space, because that's a cool thing about being an empath is you can project whatever sort of energy you want, and you can hold that energy. And other people's energies have to respond to it. They can't just leave it unanswered. So I like to use the violet flame or that violet color in my layering of my bubbles. So you can have 25 billion bubbles if you want, or just 2 or 1 or 3, and it can be violet. And I also like to have pure white healing light as my outer bubble. And I always imagine that outer bubble shining out like the sun, with like sun rays coming off the bubble, and transmuting energy, or allowing people to send that energy that they need to release into that bubble, and it just grows stronger. So you can do a lot of different cool, fun visualizations with it. And Saint Germain saying, try things that are going to keep you engaged. He's saying a lot of times light workers or just people who are working within their practice can get into the same patterns, or get into the same routine that doesn't always challenge them to move forward. As maybe when they first started, they rose in frequency quite quickly. And he's kind of pointing to me too, like when I first started channeling and really focusing on this, I was exploring all these different kinds of concepts and practicing different things and trying different things out and seeing what I liked. And then as I've moved forward on my path, I really kind of stick to the same set of tools and energy tools that I like to use. But I've really tried to make sure that I'm incorporating something new or trying something new at least once a week or twice a week. And you can always, make that a goal or a part of your practice to kind of shake it up. And he's saying shaking it up is where that change takes place, where that fun can happen, where the healing can really be completed and sealed, and where you can move forward into a whole new direction. And he's still giving me that like surfer vibe. I don't know if you guys can tell, but I totally feel like I'm talking really fast. But I feel zenned out. I feel totally like just chill. I don't know. Do you guys have any other questions for Saint Germain? Oh, I see a question here. It says, hello, Saint Germain. I would love to know if I have any gifts so that I can focus more on them to open communication better, please. Okay, so he's saying you have many gifts. There is so much to you that really it's up to you to discover what is going to bring you joy. How are you going to enjoy connecting with spirit and in opening your communication? And the more you're in that space of joy, the more you're in that space of happiness, relaxation, going with the flow, kind of that golden sweet spot in your energy, the easier everything becomes. And he's highlighting daydreaming. daydreaming is an amazing place because we're kind of, you know, like our eyes aren't really focused. We're just kind of like staring out the window or kind of in that like cozy spot where you're just letting your imagination run wild. And he's showing really you taking the time to daydream or to relax and just kind of zone out a little bit without any external distraction. And he's saying this is going to be really helpful for you to allow your imagination to take over and to expand, because in the wise words of Mother Mary, imagination is a way for you to fake it till you make it. It allows you to, and she's laughing now because it's not exactly what she said, but the premise of what she said. When I first started channeling, she's like, fake it till you make it. Imagine that I am there sitting with you and I will be there. That energy is going to be there. And she's hugging Saint Germain right now. And now they're just kind of like chatting behind me on her own. Or on their own. But they're saying, continue on. And Saint Germain's sending me information while he and Mother Mary are just chatting in the back. Such a funny sensation here. But he's basically saying that daydreaming space, and this isn't just for the person who asked the question, this can be for anyone, that daydreaming space is really allowing you to release and let down your guard, let down your kind of get your ego out of the way, because your ego often says, oh, you didn't hear that right, or that's not a sign, or that doesn't make sense. Why would they talk to you? You know, the ego it's consistently in the way. And so when daydreaming comes in, that ego self, that the part of your mind that is just always there, kind of gets muted, and it's kind of in the space of fantastical reality, because it can be very real and you may feel like you're in that dreamlike space, or that daydreaming space. And this really helps with opening up and practicing channeling, and that can be in any of your forms: clairsentience, clairaudience, clairvoyance, claircognizance. There's a few other clairs, but I can never remember all of them off the top of my head. But definitely try that out and see how it feels. It's very fun. I think that's one of my favorite things to do ever, is to kind of daydream. That's where I meet a lot of new beings. That's where I get a lot of my personal messages. That kind of helps with in my meditation as well. It's kind of that meditative, daydreamy space where a lot of beautiful, really cool things can happen. And just trusting and knowing that in that space, it's all happening. It's all energy, and you're feeling it. So go with the flow. I see Suki here. Oh, we got him on vacation. Totally. Suki says, I think he wants us to chill as he is as a surfer dude. Yeah. I'm really feeling that. Like, just go with the flow, chill vibe. You know that guy, it's totally a viral TikTok video where the guy, he's drinking the cranberry raspberry ocean spray juice, and he's skateboarding down the street and he's listening to Fleetwood Mac. Like, that's a whole mood. And I kind of feel like that's kind of the vibe that I'm getting from Saint Germain. He's saying yes. I don't see your name. I just see it as Facebook user. But the question is, does he know me? And he's saying yes. So that's for you. And if anyone else is asking that question, he wants to highlight this. If anyone wants to ask him that kind of question, all you have to do is call on him and say, Saint Germain, do you know who I am? Or have I worked with you before? Or are you working with me now? And once you ask that question, our job is to kind of step back and listen and feel, what is the answer? And we're going to be doing a lot of practice in the Mediumship for Beginners course on how to do this, and just feeling within our body and feeling around our body. What is it that we're feeling? What kind of senses are we picking up here? What kind of vibe do we get? With Saint Germain, it's total like surfer chill mode right now, and that's kind of the energy that I'm feeling. But when I get a yes/no question, I go within my vessel and I ask that question, and then I see what I feel. And sometimes I feel a pullback or a sinking. Sometimes I feel an expansion, or just kind of like a dialing up of the general loving mood that I feel. And so it's really, really interesting. It's evolved over time for me. So as you guys practice and move forward in your own connections with spirit, it's going to shift and change as you open up. So always take note of that. I really love to journal, and if you guys haven't heard or seen my Journaling with Spirit workbook, you can find that at channelingwithlove.com. But I set a lot of structure, and I give a lot of really fun exercises for you to document where are you at right now in your sensing of spirit. And then as you practice, you get to see your progress. So if you're interested in doing that, definitely check it out. It's $12. It's an instant download, and it's honestly, I love journaling, and I love journaling and writing out my experiences from the day and different beings that I connect with, and it's just fun. So if you're interested in that, definitely check it out. Okay, so Saint Germain is now moving aside, and Mother Mary's over on this side too. So they're just kind of hanging out, but they want me to spin the wheel. We're going to push the time a little bit. We only have a few minutes, but there's a third being that wants to come forward. So I'm going to share my screen. This has been really fun today, guys. Definitely feel very chillax from Saint Germain. Oh my gosh, Odin. Wow. Cool, yeah. His energy's coming right in. Whew. That's awesome. Okay. He's saying, hello, everyone. And his voice is really loud in my head. He's very close. He's saying, hello, everyone. As you have heard from Saint Germain and from Michelangelo, I'm happy to connect with you. It is my honor to be here. And this is an exciting time. For many of you are opening your energy. You're turning your face to the sunlight that is spirit, that is source, that is love and light. And you're allowing that energy to seep within. And he's saying, please continue to do this work. Whether you feel like you've done it or not, you are all rising in frequency. My children, he's saying, I am so proud of all of you. And he's like staring all of you down. He is so proud of each of you stepping up and being here in this moment and being on the planet and living the life that you are choosing to live in every moment, in this moment. There's many exciting things to come. He's saying, trust and know that we are there to engage with you. We want to connect with all of you. If you wish to seek our counsel, you have it. If you wish to build your life with spirit hand in hand, we will be there. If you wish to try new things, we will cheer you on. This is so cute. And he's showing like like little kids running down a soccer field. When little kids, soccer or football, when they're running around and they don't really know what's going on, but they're just having fun. They're trying it out. They're just trying to kick the ball. They don't care what direction. They don't care at all. They want to be part of the team and to have fun and to just be out with others. And he's saying, embrace that openness to try new things and explore, and do not be ashamed, as the young ones often just brush it off when maybe things don't go exactly the way you expect them to, or when things don't always go smoothly. And he's highlighting that within our inner worlds, we can try new things. He's kind of working with Saint Germain. They're kind of talking in the background and discussing this. But he's piggybacking on what Saint Germain was saying. Try new things, have fun, shake it up, enjoy it. If you don't like something, chalk it up to a learning experience and move on. Try something else. Go within and see what resonates with you. He's saying always reflecting within to see, is this a good idea? Yes, no, and then make your choice. He's saying there's much opportunity ahead for us to expand and become, he's not saying like become the full being that we are of our higher self, but to expand ourselves in a way that is very open and connecting with our, almost anchoring in or being much closer with our higher selves in every waking moment, and kind of flow, that energy's flowing more freely. And you can work up to it. Just, it's all about practice and consistency and setting it as a priority. And he's now pointing to my backdrop and kind of this, mystery month and the month of October. And he's saying now is a perfect time to suspend your belief in reality. It's more around being in a magical space, being in that fun, creative space where you're trying something new, that magical space where you're just really inspired. Try and get to that space if you can. Try and shake it up and see what comes forward. It is an excellent time to call in new energy. As the earth transitions, we feel that transitional phase kind of coming in. We feel the shift in the weather. We feel the shift in the energy. And it doesn't have to be a dying down. Fall often kind of feels like things are starting to slow down and kind of settle in for winter, but it doesn't have to feel like that. It's a different shift, but it can be a time of expansion and discovery. Okay, so if you see a few questions over here. This question here, was my son and myself together in previous lifetimes? I feel we've been together since long, so for a long time. He's saying going within and feeling that is a really good indicator that that your soul has said yes to this experience, and so has your son said yes to this experience with you. You guys chose each other to be here in this lifetime, and that's not a coincidence. You don't just randomly choose brand new energies consistently all the time in your life experiences. You often incarnate with beings, people that you want to work with and have worked with in the past and are continuing to work with. And so he's just confirming, yeah, you and your son have been together in previous lifetimes. And he's saying the relationship may not be exactly the same in those other lifetimes, but you've both agreed to come into this lifetime and play a certain role for each other. And you're here to learn from each other in those roles of parent and son. So trust and know that feeling is there, and that you're spot on. So that's a cool question. Suki says she's hanging upside down from a tree. Yeah, that's the energy. It's just like being goofy, kind of, being outside, exploring, just roaming, having fun. Okay, another Facebook user here. Do you have a message for me that I need to hear right now in my life? Thank you, Christina. Oh, Christina, awesome. Thanks for including your name. Christina, Odin is saying you don't need to hold your breath. I'm getting the sense that you're just like holding your breath and kind of like waiting for things to like drop or waiting for something to happen. That's just kind of the energy that I'm feeling. And he's saying you don't need to do that. Just hold your space, trust and know that you are safe, and that you can move forward freely as you choose. There's no need to fear like the shoe dropping, like something bad happening. Do not fear that. Focus on what brings you joy, what is high vibrational in your life. And often when they say focus on high vibrational stuff, focus on your joy, it doesn't necessarily mean you need to only focus on that. Like you need to recognize that there may be something going on in your life that you're worried about and address that worry. And then go and continue to focus and shift your focus as you can on something that makes you happy and feels good. And then as that worry comes up or as something happens, continue, address it, and then move forward with focusing on a high vibrational thing that makes you happy. So that's kind of just what he's making me feel like. You don't have any, I'm not getting a sense of any big things that you need to worry about or stress over. It's just more managing your energy and trusting that you're okay and you're safe, and your team is right there with you. They're like just giving you a big group hug. So just sit in that and see how you feel, and see if your team can come in and really help you relax. So I hope that resonates for you, Christina. Okay, I'm probably going to take maybe 2 more questions here. Polly is asking, can I please have a message from Odin? Yeah, Odin is just giving me like a thumbs up, Polly. He's not really saying anything. Okay, now he's coming in. He's just saying, you got this. You know what this means. You can move forward with confidence. He's kind of like brushing up your shoulders, like kind of fluffing you up, like you got the confidence, you have the energy you need, you have everything that you need to move forward in the direction that you want. So just trust it. Okay. He's just stepping right back on that one. So I hope that resonates for you, Polly. All right, so let's see here. One final question from another Facebook user. The question is, I got a selenite tower and I heard it's great to meditate with. Oh, that was more of a statement. I'm asking if he has anything to say on that. It says, yes, selenite. There are many, many crystals that can help amplify the power that you bring to you, that you wish to establish in your energy, that you want to work with. There's a lot of different crystals that resonate at different frequencies, that bring in different vibrational frequencies or different energies. So you can use rose quartz to ground. You can use Amazonite to help with your intuitive connections in the dream world. You can use amethyst to amplify healing energy, or Herkimer diamonds also are really great for amplifying healing energy. Selenite's great. Any sort of green stone is often very healing and brings in a lot of abundant energy. There's just so much that you can, so many different gems and stones that you can work with, different crystals that you can work with. So whatever resonates for you, check it out. See, why does it resonate for you? Ask a few questions of yourself. What's drawing you to this crystal or this stone? I personally really resonate with stones or crystals that help with healing power. I like to hold a crystal when maybe I'm sitting in a meditation or when I'm doing Reiki. And I also really love a lot of grounding stones. So rose quartz, different quartz crystals. Tiger's eye is really great to help set boundaries, energetic boundaries and protections. Not that I'm worried about protection, but I like to set my boundaries and really hold them. As an empath, we have the offensive and defensive tools that we can use to manage our own energy and the energy around us. And that's really an offensive play. So you're kind of stepping forward into your energy and holding it. Yeah, so he's just saying, see what resonates with you, and you can move forward in that direction and meditate with that type of crystal at any time. This is also a part of Gaia, so it's very healing and precious to experience. That's awesome. Cool. Okay, so he's stepping back on this, and I think that's going to be it for tonight, guys. Thank you so much for all of your amazing questions. I feel like so much came out of this one. Each being that I channeled was fantastic, and I'm sending a big thank you to all of them, even Mother Mary who popped in. And I just want to say thank you guys for hanging out with me, and I am really excited for the rest of this month. We have 3 more mystery month channelings. I'll be doing 2 next week and then the week after, and then the final one is actually going to be on Halloween itself. So it's going to be really, really fun, and we're just going to continue to use the spinner wheel, and yeah, we're going to see who wants to step forward and share any guidance that can come through in the next few weeks. So thank you all so much, and let me know if you guys have any questions, or bring your questions. Actually, it's even better. Bring your questions to next week's video, and then we can really dive into some awesome content. So think about what you want to ask, and I'll meet you all back here on Thursday next week at 6:30 p.m. Pacific time. And have a good one, everyone. Love you all. Bye.